You are live. Okay, I'm on live on YouTube and Facebook, so I might look over here, I might look over there, but I want to talk to you guys about something. So I'm making something up. I'm in the process of it, making up a little ebook for you guys to download for free about radical self-love. And the reason I wanted to talk about this today is because I have been on this spiritual journey for 14, 15 years, who knows, a long time. And I have took courses and I've read books and I've did self-help and, tried to change my body and lose weight and do plastic surgery. I've never done plastic surgery, but the point of it is I've always tried to change myself from who I am. And at the end of the day, the real truth about spirituality is radical self-love. There's no course, there's no, cut, nip, tip, change your body. You could work out for years. You could do whatever. It's just love. And it's love of yourself the way you are, with the double chin, with the cellulite, with all the shit. It's radical self-love. That's it. We're all chasing something in the world. Now, a lot of people that I know are chasing this and chasing that. And all it is one thing. Love yourself. Love yourself. And God says it. Love yourself as your neighbor. Love your neighbor as yourself. And a lot of us will say, well, I don't even love myself. Why would I love myself? I just love everybody else. Because if you love yourself, then that's how you can take care of everybody else. Remember, on the plane, take the oxygen. If you don't take the oxygen and then help your little child, then you're just going to die and then you can't help your little child. That's the whole point of putting yourself first, taking care of yourself first. That's why God says, love me first, because you are a part of him, image in God image, right? So you are God, not the God, but an image of God. So you have to take care of yourself, take care of your home, take care of yourself. But everybody's not doing that. We're like, okay, we have to do this and we have to do that. And then we have to do something to ourselves because I don't feel good enough. And I've done all of this. And at the end of the day, the only thing is acceptance and a love of ourselves, no matter what you look like, no matter what you have, no matter what, and just be thankful that you're alive. This last accident I had, which is like blew me wide open, like, oh my God. Radical self-love for myself. Radical self-love for myself. Taking care of myself, loving myself. And, I've said, well, I'll do this course and I'll watch this person and I'll, if I do this thing or I do that thing, I'm going to love myself or I'm going to feel better about myself. And none of it's true. You can take a million courses and you can take a million things until you truly deep down just accept and love yourself, then nothing's ever going to happen. And once you do that, what's going to happen is you're just going to need another course or another help book or, that's what's going to happen. And, lots of money spending it out there trying to get the stuff. But some people need that. I go to a spiritual counselor once a month. I love it. I don't have a lot of spiritual friends that I can talk to and get out what I need to, but in that situation, I can talk. They understand me. They know what they live that life too. So they live the spiritual life and so do I. A lot of people do not live that. And they don't know that we are going through this whole spiritual awakening. The whole world is. That's why, when we just had the thing back in 2020, when everybody was getting sick, and now we're having this big president that's changing everything like that fast. Things are changing and we just have to be okay in the midst of it and just go with the flow. And you know what? I want to change the world. When I first woke up to this whole awareness, spirituality, I wanted to change her and you. And oh my God, let me tell you about the wonderful thing that I can do. I can sit in my peaceful body and in my being, my soul, and say, oh, whatever goes around outside of me doesn't affect me. That's one of the things. One of the first things I ever learned was whatever other people do is none of my business, and to love people as they are. I went for years judging people and was like, I don't love them. They're way different from me. And there's a lot of people still to the day is a lot different than me, but I love and accept them the way they are. What if that's the way that's the way they're supposed to be until they decide to change for themselves? Just accept them. That's showing them love. I accept you for you are an alcoholic. I accept that. And when you accept it, when they accept I'm an alcoholic and I want to get help, then that's when they do it. I accept that I love myself regardless what happens, fat arms, whatever, because we all do. And no, I do exercise and I do, try to do stuff for my face and I try to do stuff to make myself feel good. But at the end of the day, I love me. I truly love me. I want to take care of my body. I try to put good food in my body. I try to get exercise as much as I can. I go outside in the sun. I do meditation. I try to keep a good mindset. I don't drink. I haven't drank in like 20 years, smoked in 20 years. But this is me. This is what I choose to do. And I think the reason why I've stayed so, my body's been in such a good shape, even in the accident, my body was just like, boom, came right back. And the doctors talked about how good it was and how I worked with the doctors to get stuff back because I had 3 vertebrae in the back messed up. Because I've always been that way. That was my way of being. I'm being this person. I am the embodiment of loving myself. And it takes time to look at yourself and say, I love myself for my flaws. Because a lot of people will say, well, if I exercise and get my butt bigger, then I'll love myself. Or if I take this course, then I'm finally going to love myself. Or if I meet the right guy, I'm going to love myself. Love is not outside of you. You can feel love outside of you, but you are love. That's all you are. And then God is love. God is love. You are love. And then you get to take that out. People feel that. And people also, here's the thing. A lot of people that don't feel love for themselves, they will say, well, who do you think you are? Or, you are a narcissist because you love yourself. They don't say you love yourself, but you do the good things. And that's okay. They just don't understand that they need to look inside and love themselves. They need to nourish themselves. They need to take care of themselves because you are a vessel. You have a soul. This is your body and your soul is in here. And you can tell that you have a soul because it tells you like, don't go down that alley or turn this way. And you just know it in a second. Like the feelings that you have about that person and this person, this is a good thing for me and this is not a good thing for me. You'll know that. The other day, me and my daughter was talking and she said something about doing a business. And the first thing when she said, not this kind of business, but this kind of business. And I could feel it in my body. It was like relief. My body, your body tells you what you're supposed to be doing. You have to listen to it. This is your soul. This is your spirit. This is your connection to God if you allow it. You have to, and God is love. So God's not going to come down and say, God's always around you. You have to allow it. You have to allow the abundance to come in. You have to allow the love to come in because God says, I give you free will. So whatever you choose, you can have. I'm ugly, fat, and a scumbag. Yes, you are, God says. I'm beautiful and I love myself and I want to treat myself so kindly and heal my body and exercise in it. And God's like, yeah, you can because it's your free will. So you are an aspect of God. So you are a part of God. Like my daughter's a part of me and my son's a part of me. So they do things that are part of me. And then they like their dad. So they do things that are part of their dad. Now you can say, okay, I'm going to do that, or you can change it. you can change it. It doesn't matter how. I know they say after 35 it's hard to change, but I'm 55 and I've changed way after that, way after the 35. So I was already in my 40s before I ever started changing my perspective about my life. I did not love myself. I was in a horrible relationship and I did everything for this person. And I thought in my brain that if I would do more and more and more and more and more, that it was going to give me him turning into this wonderful husband. It never happened. It's never happened. Still, years and years, we haven't even been together. Still the same person. That's fine. I love him anyway. That's what he chose. It's none of my business. But it's my business to choose me and take care of me. And it doesn't look good to other people. And it's not that it doesn't look good to other people, because other people finally, they're saying, I don't know what she's doing, but I'm doing that. Because you start to get glowing, you start getting abundance in, because God wants to bless people that bless him. And one of the blessings is keeping your temple good, not drinking all the time, not going out here just fornicating with everybody. It's to be good to yourself. Love yourself. Watch what you're drinking, watch what you're eating, watch what you're watching, watch who you're around. I mean, look at the people you're around. If you're around negative people, then we have an aura, which a big field around our body, because that's our vibe, right? You can feel it. I feel her coming in the room and, oh my God, that doesn't feel good. That's your aura. My light's going off. So this is telling you good or bad. Just like I said, me and my daughter was talking about it. She said something about a business and all of a sudden my body went, whew. It was at peace, because that was something I didn't want to do, but I didn't know it at the time. I was like out here doing whatever I had to do. You'll get messages from God, your higher self, your connection, if you listen, but you have to listen. You have to get in a quiet space, not all the time, but you need to write down the questions and ask, what do I need to do? That's the questions. What in this situation, what has hurt me and disappointed me and why? That's the first question on this workbook. Ask yourself why, because it always comes back to you. I know people say that they did that to me. They did that to me. And I understand people do shit to me all the time, but I always bring it back to me because I can't change them. I can't change John, Joe, and Jim, but I can change me. And once I change me, then everything else can change. Here's the thing. When you change, they change. They're like, oh, well, she doesn't take that. And she demands respect. And she really loves herself. And that's how shit changes in the world. Because I know a lot of people wanted to change the whole world. And I wanted to too. When I first woke up, I'm like, I want to change the world. Now I just want to change me and live my wonderful, beautiful life. And I get depressed sometimes. The other day, my mom's like, you're in depression. Well, it's snowing, it's crappy, so I do get a little bit blue. But most of the time, I'm high vibing, sun's out, I'm out there. I don't care if it's 40 degrees, feet on the ground. I love that stuff. And it all affects us. I know people don't realize that it does, but it really does. And they need to start. That's one of the reasons why I'll get on and do all these videos. I don't ever get on these and do these videos. Well, sometimes I do, to put this stuff out here to tell whoever wants to listen to them, because I've already done this. And this is what I do in my daily life. I practice this in my daily life. I do the journaling. I do the meditation. I get outside in the sun if I can, if there's sun. I put my feet on the ground. If I get around negative people, I leave. If I listen to my intuition. If it says, no, you're not doing that, or yes, I do this every day. This is my daily practice. This is how I live. So I want to get on here because I always see somebody in my family or friends or just people might want to use this information you can do this too. And it doesn't take all day, and it takes 5 minutes. You could literally meditate for 5 minutes, get outside for 5 minutes, and Listen to your thoughts. Now, here's the thing. When I first had started my spiritual journey and started being aware of my thinking, I had to do it more. Now I just know what I'm thinking. I feel what I'm feeling because it gets easier and easier. It's like riding a bike. You're riding a bike and now you're just going. You're driving, learning how to drive a car. Now you just drive all over the United States of America, eating, talking, all the things. It just comes natural, but you have to allow it in. You have to allow it, and you have to. And I'm going to tell you what, I have searched and searched everywhere. Can you love me? Can you love me? Can I take this course? Can I read this book? Can I go to here? Can I go to there? Can I travel? Can I move out of the state? I've done all this. And the only thing that it is to love yourself like you are. Don't try to change yourself. Not saying you can't. You can. But love yourself the way you are right here at this moment. I accept and love myself right now. Even if you go in the mirror and say, I'm fat, ugly, piece of shit, whatever, you still love yourself right now. Get to that point, and then you can start changing the things you want to change. But you're not doing it. And you ask God, the universe, how do you want me to change this? Cut your face up, doing all the things. You don't need to do any of that. I know a lot of people will do stuff to make themselves feel better. And if you're doing it to make yourself feel better without being in your ego about it, perfectly fine. I do it. I exercise. I put makeup on almost every day. I like to get up, dressed up in cute clothes. I do that because I love all that. But I don't do it as I don't do it as like, oh my God, I'm fabulous. And it's just, this is how I am. This is who I'm being. This is who I want to be. I like way different clothes than everybody else, even in my town. I like wearing that stuff. And just, that's who I am. And I have learned to accept that, because before I would say, well, maybe I shouldn't wear this because of them, or, maybe I shouldn't wear makeup, or maybe I should wear makeup, or, maybe I should stay skinny, or maybe I should. You know what? We could say a million things. It doesn't matter. None of it does. When you're dead, it doesn't matter. It doesn't even matter right now. All that matters is you love yourself, respect yourself, do things that are good for yourself, and your whole life will change. It will start changing. Everything in your life will start changing. And here's the thing. It sounds so simple, right? It's not a course. It's not a book. It's not everything. Yeah, you can learn and get knowledge and stuff like that, but it's just radical self-love. Radical self-love for yourself. I love myself. I don't care what happens. I love myself. Boom. That's it. And then practice every day doing things that. And if you ask the universe or God to say, show me the way to love myself, believe me, he will put things in your way to show you that you don't love yourself. And then you have to flip the switch and say, yes, I do. Because as soon as you say, I'm done with that boyfriend and he's went out on me 100 times and I'm done with him. And then the universe, God will send you 10 boyfriends like that to see if you're going to do it. Or you're going to say, no, I'm not doing that. And I'm not being disrespected. And boom, this is who I'm having. So I just want you to know that once you start saying, I do love myself and I don't accept, disrespect, and I don't accept, negative energy, then know at first you are going to receive the opposite so you can get rid of it. Because the universe, God, wants to know that you're true to your word. I love myself regardless of who's in my way. I demand respect regardless who's in my way. And to the outside world, it seems like you're a piece of shit. You're putting me last. You don't love me. That's not true. None of that's true. I love my family more than anything. I love my family more now than I've ever loved them in my whole life. Be honest. And I've never loved myself more than today. And probably love myself tomorrow more, because I'm learning to love myself and being okay with all my flaws and being okay with what I do have and what I don't have. And I'm actually just in the last week, like, why am I chasing this? I'm chasing stuff. Why are you chasing this? Why are you chasing that? Because I didn't feel good enough. I didn't feel good enough in that situation. I wasn't seen or heard, and I want to be seen or heard. So if I do this and I become famous or whatever it is, then I'll be seen and heard by somebody, because nobody can hear me. But you can. It's you. You hear yourself. You love yourself. And then nothing else matters around you. But here's the thing. When you do that, then it's like God shines out a light and puts it all in. You get what you want. You get everything you want because you're not attached to getting it. You don't have to run after it, because God says, just accept yourself, love yourself as you are, and I will give you all of your desires. I will give you the desires of your heart. It says in the Bible, trust me, believe me, ask me, and receive. It is so true. It is so true. I love it. Now, I want to tell you something about the spiritual journey. You get off track. You do. You get off track. We're human beings. Yes, we're souls in a body that's human. So when we die, our body goes to the earth and our soul goes up here into the heavens. You know, if you've ever watched people that died, they'll say they go to the God, to a light, to a beautiful one, loveness and kindness feeling. And that's what it is. And that's our soul. So our consciousness, our soul lives on after this life. And so we just have to know that God loves us no matter what we look like or what we do. And I'm not saying don't better yourself. I'm not saying don't go to the gym or, don't get your face lifted. That's what you want, that whatever makes you feel better. But what I'm saying is, only thing you need to do right now is to love yourself right where you are, what you're doing right now. I have cellulite, I have fat arms, I have double chin that I've had since I'm freaking 12. And I just don't care about all that. I just love myself anyway. And I didn't. And years ago, I had to learn to love myself too, because I was like, and unconsciously, I didn't love myself. Things were happening to me like, why is this stuff happening to me? What, and then you have to ask yourself the questions. Ask yourself the questions. And the reason I'm saying the paper journal, why do I feel this way? What is wrong? Ask yourself the questions, because here's the thing. When you start asking open-end questions, that's when things start coming. Like ask. God says, ask and you will receive. God, show me this. God, show me that. Now, most of the time, going to show you the opposite, because he wants to know that are you ready to be shown this? Are you ready for your soulmate? I was listening to a preacher the other day, and he said, are you ready for your soulmate? And this woman's like, I am ready. I'm ready. And he said, so what do you like to do in your life? Well, I love my peace. Well, you ain't gonna have no peace with a soulmate. You have to do, and well, I'm not compromising, on anything. He has to do what I do. Well, you're not ready for a soulmate. A soulmate is compromising. You're doing stuff he wants to do. You do stuff that you want to do. There's sacrifices. There's it's not being single and being free and wild. And she said, well, that's what she wanted. Well, and that's what she's got. So that's what she is. And until she gets in alignment and accepts that, yeah, I'm willing to give half my room up, half my, space up. I'm going to, compromise with somebody that I love, and not say it's my way or the highway. Then your soulmate could come in. But you're not in alignment for a soulmate if you're saying, oh, I want my freedom, like me. I love my freedom. I love my traveling. I love all the things I get to do. I love my painting. And this is what I love right now. Not saying that I don't want a soulmate later. I don't feel like I want one. I've been with my husband for so many years that I feel like this time is for me to play. And then maybe I'll get one when soulmate when I get older, or a loved one or whatever, and then we'll settle down. But right now, I'm just having too much fun. And I'm in the middle of this spiritual journey. And the thing of it is the journey doesn't end when you wake up at just one point. First, you wake up to love yourself, and then you wake up to your finances, and then you wake up to your health, and then you wake up to other aspects of your life and other goals that you have. And really this year, I haven't had any goals. I'm just going with it. Like, okay, if you want me to open a business, show me. Give me the signs. Show me that, because the universe will show you signs if you should open a business, or you should close a business, or should you end this marriage, or should you try to work it out? I mean, God, the universe will show you the way. You have to pay attention. And if you radically love yourself, one of the things you do is pay attention, because you're paying attention to you. And yeah, you don't spend as much time with your friends, and you don't spend as much time with your family, and you don't spend as much time with some of your loved ones. But you spend time with you, and it gets so loving and peaceful that it's amazing. It's just, I don't know how to explain it. I mean, I love my kids dearly. Like, I would do anything for them, but I love myself too. And I've never been able to say that. But I really do love and care about myself and my well-being and my health. And, I want to take care of the place that I live and make it nice. I want to take care of, anything that I have to make it nice, including my children. Anything that they need from me, I love them. My grandkids also. My grandkids are at the age now where they're doing stuff and they're not really around, but I'm here if they need me. But I think, and I believe that they all see that I love myself. And because of that, it rubs off on them for them to love themselves. Now, we are going through a little thing about money. We're working it out. I think everybody's scared about money right now since eggs are $20, which is crazy. But here's the thing. I've never did without eggs. And I've never did without gas, and I've never did without, and I'm not saying other people. My belief is it's a belief system that we believe that we can't afford it. But some people's priorities are different. Like me, I'm an egg lover. I'm having eggs in my house. And other people are, I'm an alcohol lover, and I'm going to have an alcohol in my house. So all it is priorities. So everybody has money, and where they spend it. I've seen people on the internet say, well, I need you to help me do this, and I need you to help me do that. Well, their money and their priorities might have been on something else that they could have used that money for, but they chose not to, because everybody has different priorities. My mom has a priority that I don't have, and then my brothers have priorities that I don't have. And it's all that. It's like, do you want to go, if you go shopping at the store, I get coconut milk, you might get regular milk. It's all perspective. So I believe that there is no scarcity about money or food. And because of that, there isn't. Now, believe and receive. I do not have tons of money in the bank. I live on a paycheck just like everybody else. But I just seem to always believe that I will be taken care of. And I always am. For all of my life. It's not just now. It's been all of my life. It's always worked out for me. And one of my mantras, as I say every day, is everything's always working out for me. I got in an accident, almost died. I said, I don't know how, I don't know what, but it's all going to work out for me. And I'm still in the midst of lawyers and doctors and all that stuff. And it's all going to work out for me because I believe it is. Believe, receive, and get the hell out of the way. Get the hell out of your way. And here's the thing. It's so simple. It's so simple. That's why we don't believe it. And I didn't either for years. It's so simple. Just believe. Believe that everything's going to be okay, and it will. Believe you're going to receive, and it will. It's your belief system. Believe you're going to be well, and you will. I believe that I'm always well. I haven't been sick in years. I haven't been sick in maybe 10 years, maybe more. That's just what it is. But there's other things I don't believe. I don't believe like I can make $1 million. So I haven't made $1 million, but I believe that I never get sick. I believe that I can find bargains out of anywhere. I believe I can find a $1,000 item for $2. You know why? Because I've done it. I mean, it's been ridiculous, the things, and you can ask my family. I do this all the time. I'm a big thrifter and I love it. And I just get everything for like unbelievable prices. And the universe just blesses me like that. But I also believe that it happens to me. So it does. You have to believe it. Your belief system has to believe with your mind. Like when we had that thing going on about a couple years ago when the whole world shut down, they said, well, this is what's going on. And I never did believe it. I never did. I would be like, oh yeah, right. Everybody would say this and this and this. And I know there's people that's out there going, well, screw you. This happened to me and this happened to me. And I understand that. That wasn't my belief. And it never affected me. Not once. And that just was my belief, because God says you have free will to believe whatever you want, not just stuff in the Bible. You can believe if you're sick. You can believe if you're well. You can believe if you're healthy. You can believe if you're going to be in love. You can believe if you hate yourself or you love yourself. It just doesn't matter. It's whatever you believe. That's it. And I know we try to think that it's this magical ball and, in some kind of a psychic medium. And I've been all that shit. You think it's all in this and all in that, and nothing is outside of you. It's all inside of you. Ask yourself the questions, give yourself the answer, and just love yourself regardless. Because if you were dying today, all you would want to do is say, I just want one more day just to love my family and to love me. That's it. You're not going to go on your deathbed and say, I wish I would have, got that mirror, or I wish I would have bought that fancy car, or I wish I would have, they had a guy and he said, what do you remember about your wife? And he said, the only thing I remember is I could remember when that screen door closed every time she came in. He didn't even give it, nothing else mattered, but he just, every time she came home, he heard that screen door and knew that she was home. That's what matters. So love yourself, love the people around you. And that's what truly matters. All this other shit is nothing. Nothing in this house is going with me. Nothing in this, my children aren't going with me. My grandchildren aren't going with me. My purse isn't going with me. My phone's not going with me. Nothing's going with me. So you can love your phone and your house and your car and your kids and all that, but love yourself, because you know what? You're going with you. You're going to bed with yourself. You're going in the bathroom with yourself. You're going in the room with yourself. You're here with yourself every single day. And what are you saying to yourself? Oh, you're a piece of shit. You didn't do good enough today. Do a good enough for who? There's not anybody out here judging you. There is no God judging you. God's not judging you and say, well, you didn't take the trash out today. He don't give a shit. He does not care. God loves you. God says, come to me as you are. They say drug addicts and, alcoholics or, people that feel bad about themselves, not good enough. God says, come to me as you are. He's not judging you. When they said years ago, God judges you from wearing makeup and dresses and all that, that's bullshit. There is nowhere that God says, because the Bible's not what God said. Some of it is what God said. It's what people said that God said. And I don't believe God said you can't wear makeup, because was there makeup back in 200,000 years ago? And Just think about some of the stuff. I think people have said, well, you can't wear makeup and you have to wear a dress and you have to wear a bikini and you have to, God loves you the way you are. And that's how you love yourself. You love yourself with the fat. You love yourself if you're gorgeous. You love yourself if you're ugly. Whatever you think. Now, I get up every morning and I'm like, I love you. And some days I feel like, oh my God, you don't look that well. And then some days I feel like, oh, I feel beautiful. We are not feeling good every single day. But you just keep going and you love yourself. Actually, love yourself a little bit more that day and say, you know what? No matter what, I just love you. It might be your last day. You never know. And tell the people around you love them. And try to listen to see what they're saying and hear them and let them be seen and heard and let them know that you're seeing and listening to them. Like today, I had somebody tell me, you're not listening to me. And I was like, oh my God, I need to be present. I need to listen. Somebody's trying to tell me something. Because I do it too. I am human. We're all human. But we have to remember just to come back to just radical self-love. And that's it. And be okay with that. And then that will start going out in your life. It's like when you throw the rock in the water and the ripples, throw out the self-love. I go in the mirror and say, I love you. No matter what you are, how many failures you've done. It doesn't matter if you're alcoholic, drug addict, a hooker, a stripper. It doesn't matter. Just love yourself. Be okay with yourself, how you are. If you think you need change, then ask for change. God, universe, show me the change that I need. Believe me, he will. If you're asking, ask and then believe that you receive. Believe that you receive the answers you need because they're there. You have to tune in to listen to them. You can't be like, oh God, I'm going to quit drinking tomorrow. And, please, Lord, help me, and then be like, okay, I'm going to go out here and go to the liquor store and no, at least try. Not saying that, you're going to work it on I quit smoking 3 times. It took me. Once, boom, hospital. Twice, hospital. 3 times hospital. I was done. I'm like done. Because my heart kept flippering and flopping. I literally had to go in, have them stop my heart and restart it so I would quit. Because here's the thing about changing. We don't want to change. Sometimes you got to be smacked upside the head like me. We're going to put you in the hospital and, jerk your heart so you'll quit smoking. And I did that and I never had to go back. I never went back for that ever again after I quit smoking. And I quit then because I was like, I'm going to die. And I smoked for 15 years. I went out, did a test. They said, it's like you never smoked. God can do miracles if you allow it and you believe it and you receive it. Woo! All right, you guys, that's what I wanted to say today. And I think I'm going to put this video into my worksheet. I'm going to have a worksheet come out, or like an ebook where you guys can download it. Radical self-love. Ask yourself some questions, and then we'll have this video go with it because we just need to accept ourselves as no matter what, good, bad, whatever we believe. Because none of it, most of the stuff we believe about ourselves is not true anyway. Most of the people will tell me, oh my God, you're so cute today. Oh my God, I love your outfit. I love you. You're so cute. Your hair's beautiful. I mean, people say this to me and I'm like, what? Like, what? We do this shit to ourselves. Like, what? Oh, I look like shit today. I just woke up and put a pair of pajamas on and went to Walmart, and then people say you're beautiful. Listen to what they're saying, because people are saying, and God's saying that you're beautiful. Because you are. And you have to believe it. That's the ticket, you guys. You have to believe it. There's so many things that I grew up like, oh my God, I'm this and I'm that. My flat face and my chin, and nobody loves me, and I've had all this going on in my life. I don't care. I don't care about any of it now. I used to feel that way, but now not anymore. I love me because I exist. There's no reason for it. There's no reason for me because I exist and God loves me and I'm a child of God. And I said, okay, He loves me and I love myself. I don't have to be a millionaire or go be on a movie or, be famous or go to the church or be a preacher. I don't have to do any of that because God loves me, like right now, here, right now. This is it. And He loves you too, just like that. And then once you start believing that no matter what, your life changes. And people, literally, I was in Kroger's and someone says, you love yourself. And I'm like, yeah, I do. Because it starts coming out of your body. Like people say, woo, it must be a vibe that you can like feel and be like, I want some of that drug. And you're not even on drugs. So it's God shining your light and God shining your light. Woo. All right. I went to Hobby Lobby and I got this angel and I thought it was perfect because, right after my accident, I thought, I believe that my grandma and my dad was with me in the car. That's how I felt. I literally felt like a rubber band going like this. And then when I get to the hospital, I'm like, my dad and my grandma was there. And I believe that. So it's whatever you believe. But I'm also connected to myself and to my heart and to God and to angels. And I believe in all that. I believe in that. So what do you believe? All right, you guys. Once I get my ebook done, I'll put it down on all my social medias and you guys will be able to download it for free. I love you guys so much. I hope you get something out of this today and have the best day. The best evening. It's like 4:30 here. Love you.